Hello, I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel. And today on Honey Review number 16, we have a collection of honeys from exotic flowers from all over the world. So these two are Brazilian, these two are from Italy, and this is from South Carolina, Florida, I'm not sure where, somewhere in the southeastern US. So these two over here came from a collection, a sampler set of 4. So there's only 4 ounces in each one of these, and this is Brazilian Pink Pepper. And this one is Brazilian Quince. And I was real impressed with those the first time I tasted them. And then recently I've purchased this Italian Eucalyptus honey and this Italian Honeysuckle honey. And those are very impressive. And then a few months ago, I got this Savannah Bee Palmetto Honey. So we're going to smell and taste our way through these, put some on food, some in tea, and see what we find, and I'll tell you what I think. So this Brazilian Pink Pepper, that's the cause of this pink shirt, is very dark red, orange. It has more color than a lot of these do. And I'm smelling sour, old musty. It's not very honey-like. A little bit floral. Yeah, sour. There's something in there, but it's mostly sour. Nice and thick. And oh, sweet, thick, a little old, like a old dusty bookshelf, a bunch of old books, a bunch of old leather things in a library. Something tastes old. Oh wow. And on the finish, there's a little bit of a hint of heat or spiciness that I've been debating whether or not I'm imagining it because it's pepper honey or whether it's really in there. Now this isn't like they've added peppers to it. This is just the nectar from the flowers that turn into peppers. So there's certainly the possibility of having capsaicin or some of the spicy compounds present in the nectar, but you're much more likely to get them in the fruit, I would think. So I've been telling myself and writing down notes that I've got a little spiciness in the taste, and only towards the finish. But if you weren't looking for it or didn't know it was pepper or honey, nobody would notice. So it is a hint if it's really there, and maybe it's my imagination. And I'm not going to put this on food because there's so little, and I like it so much I don't want it to go away. So I'll just wait on that one. So Brazilian Pink Pepper, I like it. It would be good on lots of things. Next, we're moving on to the Brazilian Quince. So I don't know that much about quince as a fruit. I know people talk about it. I'm not sure I've seen one in a grocery store, maybe just pictures. And that was years ago, I don't remember. What am I smelling here? Old, sour? Sour? Yeah. A little bit of crystallization going on here in the bottom, but I don't think it's going to throw off the balance or anything. Oh wow, it's bright, light, floral. What is this, a lemony? There might be some light fruit. This is different than most honeys. A little fruitiness, caramely texture, and or flavor notes. My notes mention floral, and nothing on the other things I picked up. It's light. I'd say a little tiny bit buttery, tiny bit floral, tiny bit fruity. But they're all light, delicate notes. I'd say the floral is the strongest thing. This would certainly be good in all kinds of food, tea, bread, all the usual honey applications. So that's a good one. But these were fairly expensive for what you get. It was like $25 for a little 4-pack of 4-ounce samples. We've already done the acacia in one of the collections, and the wildflower will be coming up in one of the collections. So these are good and tasty, and it's good to taste something like this once and get your bearings on honeys of the world. But it certainly would be too steep to do this every day, and I have not seen larger portions of these. Now we're moving on to an Italian company called Miele Thun, or Miele Thun. So this is Italian eucalyptus honey. I got this from the website of Italy. And Italy, I guess, is a big food market. They have retail locations in New York, Chicago, I don't know, Rome. There's some in Italy. But it's an Italian market and a grocery store and specializing in meat, bread, wine. What am I smelling? I got this from their website, and it is fairly steep. I think $13, $16. I don't remember now. Wow, sugary. I don't think sugar has a smell because it's a solid and not real odoriferous. This is so thick and pasty. If I can tear some off, I'm going to have a big gob here. So then I don't really get floral or fruity. It's so thick it takes a while to disperse and spread out over your tongue and palate, but once it's there, it's definitely floral. This is just bags of floral notes. Wow, that's good. It's sweet and florally, and I'm not sure I would recognize the eucalyptus specifically, but this is good, tasty. It rings lots of bells. Yeah, I think that I pick up eucalyptus as a flavor. It's not very honey-like compared to the light US ones, but wow, this would be good on some bread. So that means I'm pulling out a buttermilk biscuit to put it on and see how it gets along with food. So I definitely have to pull it out with some implement. I hope the biscuit's still hot enough to melt it or let me spread it around. This is thick. It's very creamy. It's not granular. You don't get any grit or solids grinding on your teeth, so that's good. So I don't think the semi-solid nature would bother anybody. It's perfectly usable this way. So, yeah, it's spread around pretty well. Let's see what it's like. Oh, wow. Sweet and creamy. Now, sure, that eucalyptus note that was fairly plain and clear when I was eating it neat by itself is really detectable. So a little bit of white bread can cover it up. But still a nice set of delicate, sweet flavors. That's nice. Okay, there's some eucalyptus note there. So that's a good one. Definitely recommend that. And it's a little bit darker than this honeysuckle honey that we're doing next. Now, honeysuckle is the archetype of talking about nectar, because almost everyone in the U.S. has walked along a fence and been picking at honeysuckle blossoms, and someone showed you how to pull out the little parts and have the drop of nectar come out on your tongue. And it's delicious and floral and wonderful, and that smell is in here. There's also a little bit of something old, sour, tart, musty, fusty. I pick up the floral honeysuckle also. On the palate, I'm getting sweet, but I'm not sure I'm getting the honeysuckle note. Something's floral, something's a little fruity maybe. The honeysuckle is so faint. If you didn't know what it was, you might not recognize it. Let me see what I said in my notes about this particular one. Sour, milky, maybe sour milk. Baby spit up. Well, that's not a very good nose. Slight, sweet, vanilla, syrupy, no, sugary, slight brown sugar, lightest taste, floral. No transition. But definitely mouth coating. You see how thick the stuff is. It's like, let me do this on a little bit of spoon. Get a little more in my mouth. Although it's not hard to get big gobs on a toothpick. Creamy, floral. Okay, when it's all in your mouth, you can pick up the honeysuckle much more easily. Oh, very nice. Okay, I'm going to want to do that on a biscuit. And maybe in tea. So let's bring that over. Get a little bit of this out. So these are both from an Italian company called Miele, which sounds like it has something to do with honey or bees. And they provide high quality honey of different varieties from different spots in Italy or Europe. So lots of things that we wouldn't be familiar with here in the US. So I was strongly attracted to these two. Wow, it's such a different experience than this one. I'm not getting a lot of floral or fruit or honeysuckle or even sweet. Okay, it's a different kind of sweetness, but that's odd. It's pleasant. It's just a different honey from a different part of the world. Okay, so plenty pleasant and nice, but not what you're expecting or what I'm expecting. And finally, we're moving on to this Savannah Bee Palmetto Honey. So Savannah Bee is a company that we have talked about before and used one or two in these reviews. And on the nose, I get tart, sour, old, musty, fusty, old things. Something tart like a lemon or something spoiling. But we know not to be afraid of that. Wow. On the palate, it's a strong, robust flavor. Ooh, there's a little bit of tartness. The finish has some tartness to it. But mostly, it's a sweet, rich, brown sugar-like thing. Hints of molasses with a tart finish. Very interesting. Different than those things we've had so far. Yeah, it's fairly rich, robust flavor. It tastes as dark as it looks. And the back of the label talks about the sabal palmetto or sabal palmetto. It's part of the state flag of South Carolina, so that's the plant that's involved in this particular honey production. I guess I'll put that in a tea and see if that brown sugar nature comes through. But this is a very good one. I paid $15 for this directly from Savannah Bee. I ordered several from them. It came nice and quickly. They've got a nice website. Easy to navigate and describes things very well. So I liked dealing with them and learning from them. Yep, that honey is gone. It's in there. Wow. Wow, did it just disappear? It tastes a little bit sweeter, but I don't know if I pick up the brown sugar notes. It's a sweetener, but maybe it's fighting with the Irish breakfast tea. It's flavors. So, just one more little piece of evidence. Help you decide what kinds of honeys you might like. So, if you like the reviews that you're seeing here, leave some comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel and get notified every time we post more reviews on Mondays and Thursdays by clicking the bell icon. They'll come straight to your inbox and you will know when they're new. So we have at least another 10 reviews to go, of alternating between single honey reviews, like we're doing next, and this collection here of 5 exotic flowers, and no telling what you're going to see next. But that's all for now.